Blake Shelton, the country music icon and the voice coach, has always been known for his humor and bold personality. But recently he made a shocking admission about Kelly Clarkson, one that no one expected. It wasn't just another playful jab or a teasing moment during one of their famous spats on the show. No, this time Blake dropped a truth bomb that left fans completely stunned. For years, viewers have watched Blake and Kelly go head-to-head in their fiery rivalry. But what fans didn't know is that Blake had been hiding something from all of them. Why did he choose to reveal this secret now? What prompted him to speak out, and what does it mean for the future of their relationship? The words Blake shared were simple, yet their impact was profound, shaking up the fan base and creating a whirlwind of conversations. This revelation raised big questions. Was Blake finally being honest, or was there more to this story than meets the eye? Keep reading to find out why this admission is such a game-changer. The finale of The Voice Season 27 was nothing short of thrilling. From powerful performances to surprise guest appearances, it had everything a fan could ask for. But what truly made this finale stand out wasn't just the music, it was the return of two fan-favorite coaches, Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson. Their reunion on stage felt electric, and for a moment, it was like no time had passed since they last shared the spotlight. Their undeniable chemistry and playful rivalry were back in full force. But what really captivated viewers wasn't just their performances. It was how Kelly managed to rekindle their old dynamic, even without the formal competition. She found a way to inject her signature humor and energy into the evening, keeping fans hooked every step of the way. Want to know how she did it? Stay tuned to see how Kelly recreated the magic of their rivalry, even without an official battle. For Kelly Clarkson, stepping back onto the Voice set wasn't just about a performance, it was about revisiting a chapter of her life that had deeply shaped her career. In a heartfelt Instagram video, Kelly shared the emotional journey of returning to the West Coast, a place that had played such a significant role in her life. As a coach on The Voice for nearly a decade, Kelly had built lasting relationships with contestants, fellow coaches, and fans. But when she walked through the studio doors once again, a wave of emotions hit her. The memories of every season, every contestant she mentored, and every bond she created came flooding back. It wasn't just about the big moments, the flashy performances, or the trophies. It was about the connections she'd made that had lasted long after the cameras stopped rolling. As Kelly stood in front of the camera, she reflected on how much the show had changed her, and the emotional weight of that realization was palpable. Want to know what was the most meaningful part of her return? Keep reading to discover what made this moment even more special for Kelly. One of the most iconic symbols of The Voice has always been Blake Shelton's legendary chair. Over the years, it's become almost as famous as the man himself. But during this season's finale, it was Kelly Clarkson who decided to make her mark on it. As she walked through the studio, Kelly's eyes locked onto the chair that Blake had occupied for so many years, and she knew she couldn't resist sitting in it. With a sly grin and a coffee cup in hand, Kelly casually took her seat in the chair, and just like that, the fans were transported back to the golden days of their rivalry. The playful moment was nothing short of classic Kelly, sweet, spontaneous, and full of charm. Blake's reaction was priceless, and the audience couldn't help but laugh along. But this wasn't just a joke, it was a symbolic gesture, a nod to the fun, competitive spirit that had always defined their time on The Voice. What did this moment really mean? Was it just a playful gesture? Or was it something deeper, hinting at their shared history and bond? Let's dive deeper into the meaning behind Kelly's chair takeover. Kelly Clarkson's return to The Voice was far more than a simple homecoming. It was a full-circle moment that brought with it a flood of emotions. In an intimate video shared on Instagram, Kelly opened up about the significance of stepping back into the world she had left behind. After spending nearly a decade on The Voice, it was hard for her to describe what it felt like to return to a place that had played such a big role in her life. It wasn't just about the performances, the trophies, or the fame. It was about the memories. Kelly had mentored countless contestants, formed deep connections with her fellow coaches, and created an unbreakable bond with the fans. As she put on her stunning black sequined pantsuit, complete with dramatic feathered sleeves, Kelly prepared to face the emotions of coming back. The journey wasn't easy, but it was meaningful. But what made her return even more special? What unexpected moment took Kelly by surprise? Stay with us to discover the touching realization Kelly had when she walked back into the studio. When Kelly Clarkson made her grand entrance at the Voice finale, her outfit alone was enough to steal the spotlight. Dressed in a dazzling black sequined pantsuit with bold feathered sleeves, Kelly looked every bit the superstar she is. But it wasn't just her stunning appearance that had the fans buzzing. It was the energy she exuded. As she stepped into the studio, it was clear that this return meant something deeper to her than just another performance. Kelly spoke candidly about how difficult it was to put into words the feelings she had walking back into a space that had played such a pivotal role in her life. You could feel the weight of her emotions as she reflected on the time she spent on the show, the mentors she became, the contestants she supported, and the friendships she forged. But as she shared her journey, something unexpected happened that had fans talking. What was it that made this return even more powerful for Kelly? Keep reading to find out. Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson have built a reputation for their playful, often heated debates. And during one memorable audition, their friendly rivalry took center stage once again. When Mandy Castillo performed, Blake mentioned hearing a bit of country influence in her song, but Kelly immediately corrected him, pointing out that the instrument used was a violin, not a fiddle. What followed was a hilarious back and forth about the distinction between a violin and a fiddle, with Blake insisting that they were essentially the same instrument. Kelly wasn't having it, though, and the debate quickly turned into a fun moment that had fans laughing out loud. But this wasn't just about musical terminology. It was a reflection of the playful chemistry between the two. As they bickered, the audience couldn't help but remember how much they'd missed these light-hearted exchanges. Curious about who won the debate? The answer might surprise you. Let's see what really happened next. When Blake and Kelly got into their heated debate over fiddles and violins, it quickly became one of the most talked-about moments of the season. Blake, true to his country roots, argued that the two instruments were essentially the same. Kelly, the ever-persistent defender of musical details, disagreed. What made this exchange even funnier was when Nick Jonas decided to settle the debate by looking it up on his phone. The result? Blake was technically right. The fiddle and the violin are the same instrument, with the name changing based on the genre of music being played. But Kelly wasn't ready to back down. For her, the style of music played mattered just as much as the instrument itself. In the end, it wasn't about who was right. It was about the fun, light-hearted rivalry that Blake and Kelly have always shared. The fans couldn't get enough of it. So, who really came out on top? Keep reading to find out. Since her highly publicized divorce, Kelly Clarkson has been living her best life, embracing freedom, happiness, and new beginnings. After winning her court battle with Brandon Blackstock, she's been able to focus on what truly matters: her music, her family, and her personal growth. Recently, Kelly made a surprise appearance at Blake Shelton's Friends and Heroes concert, and the fans went wild. She didn't just sit in the audience. Kelly joined Blake on stage for an unforgettable duet. The chemistry between them was palpable, and it was clear that Kelly's post-divorce glow wasn't just about looking great. It was about embracing the joy of being in the moment. As they performed Lonely Tonight, the crowd erupted into applause, proving once again that Blake and Kelly's friendship is as strong as ever. But what came next? The unexpected surprises didn't stop there. Stick around to discover what else made this performance so special. When Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton took the stage together during Blake's Friends and Heroes concert, the crowd was treated to something truly magical. It wasn't just about the music. It was about the undeniable bond they share, the kind that only years of friendship and musical chemistry can create. The moment was electric, and the fans couldn't get enough of it. They performed Blake's hit song, Lonely Tonight, and as soon as they began, the audience was transported back to their time on The Voice, where their playful rivalry and undeniable connection became legendary. What made this duet so memorable wasn't just the flawless performance, it was the symbolism behind it. For Kelly, this performance was a powerful reminder of the strength she had found after her difficult divorce. This wasn't just a professional moment for her. It was personal. It was about embracing joy, finding solace in the music and celebrating the powerful friendships that had supported her through some of her toughest times. But what made this performance even more poignant? The fact that it wasn't just a one-time thing. Fans began to wonder, could this be a glimpse into more collaborative moments between Kelly and Blake in the future? Could this duet be the beginning of something more? With both of their careers thriving, it's clear that their bond goes beyond just the stage. There's something more here, something that makes you feel like they're not just singing a song. They're sharing a part of their personal journey with the audience. Stick with us as we explore the deeper meaning behind this unforgettable performance and what it might mean for their future collaborations. Since her very public and difficult divorce from Brandon Blackstock, Kelly Clarkson has shown the world a remarkable transformation. Gone is the woman who struggled behind closed doors. What emerged was someone who embraced her freedom, celebrated new beginnings, and redefined her path with every step. Winning her legal battle gave her not only peace of mind but also a renewed sense of self. And with that victory, she didn't just pick up the pieces, she built something even stronger. Kelly's new outlook on life became even more evident when she attended Blake Shelton's Friends and Heroes tour. But this time she wasn't just in the audience, she was on stage with him, performing with ease and enjoying every minute of it. As the crowd cheered, it became clear. Kelly Clarkson wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. The stage felt like home again, not only because of the music, but because she was surrounded by friends who had been there for her during the hardest moments. The chemistry between her and Blake was palpable, and fans couldn't help but wonder, was this the start of a new chapter for the two of them? For Kelly, this duet wasn't just about fun, it was a celebration of strength. It was her way of showing the world that she's not just a survivor of her personal battles, but someone who continues to grow, evolve, and inspire others. There was something symbolic about her performance with Blake. It was proof that, despite all the challenges, Kelly was moving forward with grace and determination. And as she sang, it was clear that the best was yet to come. This performance marked the beginning of Kelly's next chapter, a chapter that promises to be just as bold and beautiful as she is. One of the more complex and personal elements of Kelly Clarkson's divorce was the battle over her Montana ranch. This property was not just land. It was a symbol of her hard work, her independence, and her dreams for the future. As the divorce proceedings dragged on, it became clear that this ranch was a point of contention between Kelly and her ex-husband. Brandon Blackstock had lived on the ranch, and despite the legal battles, Kelly had worked hard to make sure that she wouldn't lose it. In the end, the judge ruled in her favor, upholding the prenuptial agreement and confirming that the ranch belonged to Kelly. This was a significant victory for Kelly, both personally and financially. But beyond the legal details, the ranch represented something much deeper. For Kelly, it was about holding on to something she had worked hard for, something that symbolized her ability to make her own choices and live life on her own terms. Now, as Kelly looks forward to the next chapter, she has the option to sell the ranch if she wishes. The decision, however, is hers to make. What does the future hold for Kelly and her Montana property? Will she decide to move on from it, or hold on to it as a reminder of the strength and independence she has gained? One thing is for sure. Kelly has proven that no matter what life throws her way, she's always ready to fight for what she believes in. And this victory over her ranch is just another step in her journey of self-empowerment. As Kelly Clarkson looks ahead, there's no question that the road she's walking is one paved with newfound strength, resilience, and grace. Her recent divorce and the subsequent court battles were incredibly challenging, but instead of breaking her, they made her stronger. From her emotional victory in court to her uplifting moments on stage, Kelly has proven time and again that she is not only capable of weathering life's storms, but also of emerging victorious and thriving in the process. What's next for Kelly? The possibilities are endless. While fans are speculating about her return to The Voice or new music ventures, what's most exciting is watching Kelly redefine her career on her own terms. She's no longer just the girl from American Idol. She's a powerhouse in her own right, a woman who knows what she wants and isn't afraid to go after it. Whether it's her talk show, her music, or future collaborations with old friends like Blake, Kelly's future is shining bright. And then there's her family. Kelly's children, River and Remington, have always been her greatest joy, and she continues to embrace her role as a mother with love and dedication. Despite the challenges she's faced in her personal life, Kelly has always made it clear that her family comes first. With her kids by her side, she has the support she needs to take on whatever comes next. As Kelly moves forward, there's a sense that this is just the beginning of her journey. The world is watching as she continues to make waves in the music industry, television, and beyond. What's next? Whatever it is, you can bet Kelly will approach it with the same strength, grace, and tenacity that she has shown throughout her incredible journey. And for fans, the most exciting part is that we get to be along for the ride. So, buckle up, because Kelly Clarkson is just getting started.